Spectacle of thousands of school children on the streets protesting about climate change is the latest call to action from the younger generation. Perhaps the most famous example was last year when students in Parkland in Florida made their voices heard on the subject of gun control, of course, just days after many of the classmates were killed in a shooting. So is today's youth more inclined to activism? Well, to discuss this further, I'm joined now from Bath by Danny Bartlett, who is a One Young World ambassador. Danny, good to see you on Sky News tonight. Thanks very much for being with us. Now, what do you make of Theresa May saying today, well, she was basically ticking off these youngsters, wasn't she, for skipping school? She was saying that they were wasting their teachers' time and wasting their own time.
I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? There's an intergenerational issue here, and I don't mean that sweeping statement for all people sort of older than the age of 16, but there was politicians around the world. There was one in Australia that said that the only thing that young people can learn about these protests is how to join the dole queue. And that's the issue. Young people can't wait until term finishes because we only have 12 years left. That's what the UN is saying before the issues on climate change are irreversible. So Theresa May is just hugely out of touch.
But of course, many critics will say that the way to make a real difference is to go and vote in general elections, of course. Now, understandably, very young children aren't able to do that. But 18 and 19-year-olds, well, they are the group that are least likely to go. During the last election, they were less likely to go than any other group.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's more to political action and direct action than voting every 4 to 5 years. I mean, what these young people have done is take a risk with their own education in the short term. They're looking at longevity. They're looking at the impact that they can make. It isn't going to the polling booths and signing on who you believe should be the best political party for the next 4 or 5 years. The necessity to act and climate change is going to impact every kind of facet of their lives. So it's more than just voting. We need to take action across the political spectrum. And this is a voice of frustration from young people that even if they do vote, they feel that their voices are not being heard. So what you're seeing today is a reaction.
Something that struck me, Danny, about this protest was that it had a global reach, didn't it? It started with one pupil in Sweden, I think it was, and it's gone global as a result.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. A lot of people say that all young people do is kind of cyber protests, so they like or share something on Facebook. Social media was literally just the momentum builder in this. Greta, she's 16 years old. She took a placard outside of Sweden. A few months later, or not even that, we have 70,000 people from 150 cities taking part. Some of the world's biggest pressure groups taking part, and then more fantastic activities that are planned for the 15th of March in 150 cities. So this is what I mean. These young people are demanding. Demanding a hell of a lot more than sort of just voting. What they're doing is trying to change policy, trying to get the voting age lowered, trying to hold their ministers to account. And even in Belgium, the environmental minister had to resign because he was under such fire. I mean, there's going to be fallout from this because young people are demanding change. And, these guys are going to grow up to be the electorate pretty soon. So politicians really need to listen now.
And finally, one of the demands of those on strike today was to lower the voting age to 16. Is that something that you think is a good idea?
100%, absolutely. I mean, why not? I think the fact that they haven't lowered it in England, I think shows, the worry. I mean, if I was a politician and I had done nothing in my time to address issues at a local or national or an international level around climate change, I would not want to be lowering it, because you look at how quickly this kind of fire has spread. And it's not a pan-European campaign. This is a global campaign. And And, like I said, this youth movement is organised. They've got more marches planned for, for many weeks, many months. In Germany, young people are protesting every week. I mean, tens of thousands are playing truant to go out there and get their voices heard. So I believe 100% lower the voting age to 16, and that you'll see a lot of policies change very quickly if that does happen.
OK, good to speak to you. Danny Bartlett, One Young
Thank you,
World
Jonathan.
Ambassador. Thank you very much.